we're back. Sorry, just scribbling down some important notes in my notebook here because we got ourselves a banger matchup. Sorry it took so long. Apparently, Winthrop wanted to go the distance in their previous round matchup. Hard fought, 41 kills total.
Yeah, I think that was for Chillin', though.
For Chillin', yeah, for Chillin'.
SCC Academy side.
Oh my god, 17-19. What a war. Oh my god, that's insane. Let's hope they had a nice little break, a little bit of a cool down, because now they got to go up against MPU Spartans for the chance to qualify. So lots of all the marbles on the table. Let's hope they don't get knocked off. I mean, sheesh. I'd be tired. I need a nap just hearing the info that we got in the downtime.
Yeah, I mean, Winthrop, they almost did some trolling, to be honest with you. I mean, they almost did a bit of a funny. I mean, Bind, listen, it can be a tough map sometimes, but it did indeed go the distance, as you mentioned. Missouri Baptist, on the other hand, they had a little bit of an easier way through, to be fair. They had their matchup against Harrisburg, but it was 2-1. Still, they played it relatively well. Got to the end of the day, lost out one of the maps, and we did see an overtime there as well, but that relatively close series did go the Spartans' way in the end. So yeah, I think this is a lot of interesting storylines coming into this, but honestly, the biggest one is Winthrop. Well, are they going to be able to push through? Honestly, they are the team that should be the favorites in this, but it's certainly not by a large margin. And Missouri Baptist, they've had a couple of minutes to settle down.
Yeah, absolutely. Both teams coming off their last match both were 2-1s. It's just the fact that 1-2-1 series significantly different than the other, looking at the complexion of everything. So yeah, the biggest question is, how ready are Winthrop for this matchup, considering they literally went through a war? Spartans, I mean, they had a pretty decent sized break, that's enough to get some good stretches in and get locked and loaded, ready to go. I wouldn't say, not to just completely repeat, but I do think the gap between the two isn't as large as most people would think. Coming in this whole thing, but they're gonna have to. I feel like they'll have to rise a little bit more. The Spartans, to be saying, will have to rise up a little bit more to be able to box with Winthrop here.
I mean, Missouri have a great roster, right?
Great roster.
I mean,
yes.
Cavern, Polkin. I mean, most recently in the tier 2, tier 3 space with Lemonade Stand, and then Black Moose and Talon coming in from Blinn last semester, who were a powerhouse top 5 team. Sure, there was certainly some difficulties there for Blinn sometimes, but Talon and Black Moose as individuals, both of them are incredibly strong players. And Demon, from I think last time I saw him was on Aspire, but has played with a bunch of tier 2, tier 3 teams at this point as well. This is a really strong roster, and Missouri, they absolutely know that. That being said, there was the question marks of, okay, it's kind of a similar situation, right, with Winthrop, where Winthrop had a good team last semester. They picked up a ton of firepower and they tossed it all together. And that kind of begged the question, would the synergy work? Is it going to be good enough? And right now, I don't know. After that near loss to St. Clair and what has been an underwhelming first couple of weeks of the semester, or at least of the season itself, I think that Winthrop are under pressure. They need to perform, and they currently aren't doing as well as we would have thought.
Right, and that's one thing, we really want to highlight is the fact that both of these rosters are a bunch of really great pieces coming together, the synergy being the biggest thing. I mean, like we did say, two off of Spartans coming from Blinn last year seem to be on similar form. They're not really having too different from last year how they were performing, and I really want to see if they can keep that up. But looking at the map, I mean, talking about maps going into this, as we are transitioning over, looking at the screen, the first pick we get is Sunset. So newer map. We have had some chances to see some people on it, some teams play on it, but I have a lot of questions about how much this has been practiced.
So apparently, I didn't catch. I'm not sure who it is, but I think Winthrop picking Sunset is what I heard. So
yes.
Yeah, I just got confirmation there, which is interesting. I don't know that they've played a lot of Sunset. I can tell you for sure that Missouri have not played Sunset in this tournament. I didn't get a chance to go through all of Winthrop's run and see what they had played and not, but Missouri picking Haven makes a ton of sense. This is a map that they like to play. Granted, they did end up losing that to Harrisburg, so keep that in mind. With that being said, overall, it's all good for the side of Missouri. Lotus, should it be necessary, is the plan of action as well. We've seen a lot of Haven Lotus. I feel like Lotus is quickly becoming like that. I mean, Haven's already that map that everybody plays outside of Ascent. I feel like Lotus is quickly becoming that second favorite, even above Ascent.
I can agree with that, yeah, especially with how much it had been played in Tier 2 and Tier 1 this past season. Lotus has been a really good rising favorite for a lot of these teams, especially very good attack-oriented teams tend to just dominate on Lotus. We saw it in the last game. It was just how well a team that, is normally good on the attack side of things are able to capitalize on it. Like Northwood did an extremely good job, and we know how good their attack side is. So now that does beg the question, like, Winthrop this time around, but with it being the decider, like we have to get there. We need to focus right now on Sunset and on Haven. So expecting Winthrop to take this Sunset pick that they have been shown to do relatively well on.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. In that I actually haven't seen Sunset like at all. Is like casted Sunset, that is. Obviously seen it in game and stuff. So I actually don't really know how it's currently playing all that much. So I'm interested to see that. I'm really excited to see kind of the fact that they're willing to play Sunset. A lot of teams I feel are pretty scared of playing new maps, and actually I also think that it's maybe could be a little bit, again, dependent on if they played it this tournament. I didn't get to see, but I think it could be a little bit of a surprise for Missouri. I don't know that they're going to be expecting for Winthrop to be going there. So for all those reasons, I think could be a solid choice, and it also kind of gives. I mean, just like saying this as a general factor, Sunset is a pretty open map. I feel like the aim duels can certainly come to the forefront on a map, especially since it's newer. So that could be another strategy for Winthrop, especially when you consider the amount of aim skill that they have on that lineup.
Absolutely. I am ready to get into it, and I do have confirmation. We're going to Aegis. Like, we'll get our questions relatively answered. Is starting off here. Quick lock-ins. Okay, so yeah, I kind of expected the Harbor to come out immediately here on Sunset. I do know a lot of people have been, or a multitude of people have been agreeing we do like Harbor on Sunset here. But yeah, just running it out. Harbor with Fade, and this is a very strategic composition.
So double initiator on both sides. That is to be expected, but like you said, Fade there for Cavern. And we're going to see Nazi and Renz on a little bit of a different look. They've got the breach and the sky coming through on that one. So Gucci, I would imagine, should be locking the Harbor as well. Typically the Smokes player.
Yeah. Typically.
I don't know for this team, but in the outside of Collegiate, typically a Smokes player.
Okay. Smokes of a different kind with that Astra hover. Looking to round that out. Winthrop has a very good knowledge gathering team as well, though. I mean, with the Cypher, with the Sky, and now potentially with the Astra. Not sure if they're going to go ahead and lock that one in. Because we're letting that timer take down, talking out some strats before we get into game. But yeah, I very much, both of these compositions are going to lend to what both of these teams rather, are going to want to do. So we'll be Astra locked in the final line for Gucci Boy. Seeing how we are going to get onto that. We are into Sunset.
I'm excited. Let's get this thing started. Long wait, and winner makes their way through into the LAN at DreamHack Atlanta coming up later this semester. It's going to be a lot of fun. We'll see if it will be the Spartans or if Winthrop can maybe allow me a little bit more faith into this roster, because I mean, I was so excited for this roster coming into this semester. I was incredibly, incredibly excited. I wanted to see all of these players that I've seen in a lot of different teams at like the tier 2 level come together and play in the collegiate space. It hasn't been quite as great as I had imagined, and I think that there's certainly going to be some, some time to make that back up, and now is that time to make that start, I think.
Absolutely. Now's the time to get on that path, to really show your stuff. I mean, going from tier 2 down to collegiate, people think of it like it's a huge step down, huge downgrade, but it's still a very viable option as we are learning. I mean, as it has started to show over the past year or so. The collegiate scene is so burgeoning with so much talent, especially coming into this year. I've been so happy that we have been getting such quality gameplay, and this coming into DreamHack, just these invitations, these open qualifiers, have been so stacked with amazing gameplay, and I'm ready to get into it here as we do start off. Running into mid from frantic action. Ren's actually going to go ahead and pop Cavern. Get things going. First blood going over to Winthrop. So now the brakes are on.
Spartans with some mid control, though, still, despite losing out that opening pick. And from here, a bit of a slowdown, an adjustment for Winthrop. Back over towards the B site where they're going to set up their utility Vulcan. Ready and waiting. Paint shells go out. The guiding light doesn't quite catch him. And Demon making first contact. Shot with the Sheriff, wow. But these connections from Winthrop, refrags aplenty, seems to be working quite well. Talon coming back in, and he won't find anything. Gucci takes him out. That leaves Black Moose alone.
Okay, unfortunately, I mean, with how low they were, too, is unable to connect a single shell. That will be spelling pretty much disaster for Spartans right now, okay? Black Moose will claim 1. 1v3. Oh, my... Just breathe on him. Gucci's so low, but not going to be enough. Winthrop will take that. It was a little disjointed there towards the middle of that round. Winthrop managing to tidy it all up, make a nice clean package, and now they have a pretty decent buy going into this next one.
That they do perfectly fine, and I'm speaking hypothetically here because I actually haven't seen a lot of Sunset, but kind of feels like for those B hits, getting some semblance of mid control is going to be very important. Speaking of B control, look at this, 4 players walking into B main, immediately up and ready to take these fights. Oh. There is a tripwire there.
No,
but they know. Black Moose calling everybody. Hello, I need your support.
No. Oh no! Gameplay completely gone wrong. Black Moose trying to get something. Jerk dropped to literally like maybe 1 HP. The push is on now. Town will be found out, taken down. But it's just such a frack. It's like, yo, he called for help. The goons are here. But unfortunately, it will go the way of Winthrop. Like anything you can do, I can do better. Don't try to get the jump on us, literally and figuratively. They got that ball rolling, and people are saying they're going to steamroll on Sunset. So this is the start of something big.
Yeah, the attack side start, feeling good, feeling solid. Gucci up to 5 already, and just the opening 2 rounds, and with a start that, I mean, listen, the Spartans could have had a better one, but they're back into the purchases now, and we'll see what they have to offer. We saw aggression towards B last round. It looks like aggression towards A on the cards in this round. It's the early information comes through. High tied up in mid almost immediately.
Almost immediately, yeah.
But nobody is there to actually take that space. They're pushed all the way through A, though, as the fight continues.
Oh my
Infiltrator on the run is looking for 2 and finds just that.
And living up to his name and his handle, just jumping straight in, strafing around, grabbing 2 for themselves, an easy spike plant. Now, this is dope. I love this play. The back off of B-side, it can be a little chaotic with its, hollow nature, like the shape of it. So they're opting to back in and daring daring the Spartans to step foot. Demon will, have an inkling of, okay, they're over here. And now, yeah, with that Pulse will get in there, but Nazi will be able to bulldog down the Demon. Puts it to I was going to say 2v4, but no. Gucci makes sure it drops down to just 1. Cavern, what a swing. Gets 1 and is now on the run. This suddenly becomes doable. Require a little bit of finesse.
I mean, round was done.
Round was
Cavern
done.
knew it, just wanted to get some exits. In fact, has destroyed everyone. So 3 kills on the exit and 1 down to the spike. Winthrop certainly hurting a little bit more than they would, but that would have been their bonus round. They're perfectly fine to be rebuying up into the next. And now the Spartans have a bit of a tougher conversation to have. They know they did a bunch of economic damage, and maybe there's a way for them to buy back into this, but the right decision is probably just to save around the saved rifle, and that looks like what they're going to do.
Yeah, seemingly being the case. Okay, yeah, triple sheriff buy up, relying on that really powerful handgun. It was a close round. Like, had Cavern, I'd be, had they got that frag a little bit earlier, a few seconds earlier, might have made some magic happen, but they do know that Winthrop is a little bit downtrodden on the money-wise. They just have to win another round here. Gucci, though, Infiltrator, once again showing why he's so good. Cavern, though, trying to keep them in this. Going to go ahead and draw down the ultimate as well. Push him from downwind. Jerk is just faster on the draw. It was so close. 2 rounds in a row, Cavern trying to put up these performances, put up these saving numbers. Not quite the case.
Needed back-to-back 1v4s, but delivered 3 in both situations. It's best case scenario, really.
Best case scenario, yeah.
I honestly love that Cavern's willing to invest the Nightfall there just to try and win that round. So worthwhile, even though it doesn't go his way. The same tripwire set up by Jerk that we saw in the pistol round. And it's that 3-player push towards A. Got to come through once again. Yes, it will. The Spartans with that aggression off the back of the Prowler, but they do find themselves at the other side of this, and the Rolling Thunder. It's perfect. Showstopper out, misses the mark, but Nazi still finds the opening pick.
Okay, Nazi will get that. Polkon will return on to Gucci here. It's this time, for the first time in a long time, the Spartans are up in manpower in a round, potentially looking to secure this. That Rolling Thunder was so crazy to actually just completely derail any plans that were coming through. Infiltrator, though, perfect positioning, grabbing one, dropping him down, and just when we thought Winthrop were gonna lose a round, they say, no, sorry, Bob, we're gonna take it right back in our favor. And the Spartans definitely hurting after that one, and that's gonna be the timeout.
Yeah, I mean, hey, things not going right. Let's take a second, talk about it. Infiltrator, by the way, just tossing that paint shell right at the feet, the player on site. And I forget who that was, but yeah, it feels bad, man. You hate to see that.
Hail Mary throw. Just like, all right, let's go for it.
and it forced him right out into the crosshairs of Infiltrator. Yeah. And I think it was Nazi as well, who was right on the other side of that nebula. Somebody tries to walk through, and Winthrop just so very prepared for basically every response that the Spartans were putting together.
It's so interesting, too, because like we had come into this saying, bro, they just played a really grueling 17-19 overtime fight. Literally, like, I'm not even gonna call it like a match or like, something professional. It was a fight. And they're coming into this, so like, all right, cool. They're up 5-0 on their, sure, it's their map pick, but they're playing like a well-oiled machine. Like, this team is so good, and I am loving everything that Infiltrator has been doing so far in this game.
Yeah, he's certainly been taking control, that's for sure. But 5-0, here's the adjustment. Hopefully, from the Spartans, they're going to take off the back of this timeout. They've been going for these set plays. Have Missouri Baptist, they've been trying to take early space, whether that be towards B, towards mid, towards A. They've been doing that constantly. This time, it kind of looks to me like they're going to play a bit more passive, that they aren't interested in those early engagements as much, though the Fade actually still pushing forward pretty aggressively in the Prowler, clearing out the tripwire, making some contact, creating some space as the push comes out towards B.
Yep, and oh my god, off the rip. Demon's gonna grab 2. Now he does have the showstopper available. How does he proceed? Volcon jumping, gonna fire off some abilities. Not actually gonna grab anything from that ultimate, apparently. Okay, and BU Spartans trying to slow down the pace considerably. Yeah, Pokemon not long for this world. Nasi gonna go ahead and clean that up, finish it off. 3v3, but Winthrop are hurting just a little bit more. The literal blinking health bars. Nazi's super low.
Came in just ready and waiting. But I love how slow Winthrop are currently playing. They're just forcing, well, or asking for the Spartans to make some info gathering plays. They don't, so here we go. Straight out in Demon, caught through that Nebula, tossing some bullets down range, and it ends up not being worthwhile. Not sure how Nazi's the one to die as Cavern takes the shots. It's close range for Town. Thankfully covering things off as Cavern went behind. Jerk will be hit with the Reckoning, has to make some moves, keep on those keys, but still no guarantee, and does not end up getting taken out. This Cove, it's a lot of health, takes the shots, and off the spike, it's a 1v2.
Oh my god. He is, in fact, a jerk with that play. That, I mean, just living up to the name. Wow, Winthrop are really, really playing this map to their strengths, and it's just showing it every single round. And looking at the economy coming out, I mean, full rifle, full armor, a little bit of that struggle by, well, okay, I was wondering if Spartans are going to invest into at least one rifle here. That's looking to be the case. This is about the time where, you know, you start to panic. They've already used that timeout. Now they're like, okay, you really have to roll it together, pull it together to get something off of it. That trade 1-for-1, not quite exactly what you want starting off in this round.
The blast back action, Infiltrator immediately down. Good trade though onto the site, and the flash there, those flash points going to make things difficult. Polkin unable to commit to the back of the B site, ensuring the time does tick down a little bit, taking some space, but again, spike yet to be planted. That neural theft gathering some information, and there comes Polkin.
Okay, wow. Nazi gonna just storm their way on the site. Okay, that's fine, I guess. Yeah, sure, just run and gun, make it work the best they can. But unfortunately for Winthrop, that will actually be a thrifty going the way of the Spartans. Much needed boost for them to stay in this game.
Finally something working out, you know? It's been a rough go of things, and honestly, I don't even dislike the way that MBU are playing this map right now. They're taking space early. They're fighting for control in a really intelligent fashion. And only in that last round did it finally work out for them. It's just been Winthrop that have been consistently finding the better of these engagements. Now, Infiltrator going 1-for-1, but continuation of these fights as this lockdown comes through on the other side of the map.
Oh my god, Nazi playing immaculately, playing forward, gonna hunt down Cavern. Yeah, they tried to get away, but it wasn't gonna happen. Black Moose will be able to get a return. Oh my, the strength of Winthrop is just undeniable on the Sunset pick of theirs. The spike will be planted. It's a 2v3, so it's not the most, you know, clean situation. It's not an overwhelming display of force by any means, but it's just been so good in most of these fights, and it's really going to be a hard pull from Spartans to get back in this race. They are trying to go onto the site here. Yeah, Guck's going to fly in, and Riv's going to claim that final one, and once again, Winthrop on top.
And the early round's so chaotic there, right? The lockdown comes through, kind of covering off the majority of the mid area from MBU, and they have players rotating in almost immediately to the A fight that was happening from the rip, where Infiltrator got that opening pick, and even then it just didn't matter. Winthrop, they had so much space to work with. They were able to get the spike down, get into post plants, and then set up for anything that the Spartans were putting on display. Back onto the eco, or at least some semblance of it. They do have a couple of upgraded rifles that they'll have to work with, but these early rounds for Winthrop have been utterly chaotic. This time they finally slow it down a little bit. Slower mid-control is the plan of action, it seems.
Absolutely. Okay, slow it down. Play a bit cleaner, more methodical. Get your picks in correctly, then clean it up, storm it however you need to. Look how everyone's pulled in different directions from Spartans right now. Across the map, Nobody's really fighting up mid. They will be met though by Pulcon. We'll get two, but we'll get one. It's returned by two for Winthrop, and that's been the story of this series time and time again. Yes, Spartans will grab one, but immediately they will lose at least two, maybe three in the return fire from Winthrop.
On town, Sheriff in hand, couldn't do much of anything about that. The only defender of the A site as it was, and they'll clear everything out. Nobody even in position. Though, as I said, Cavern looking to get there. Not quite in time. We'll group back up.
Yeah.
30 seconds left.
And on the other side of that nebula, but Spike will go down perfectly fine.
Last player standing.
And nothing found by Black Moose. Cavern, this is becoming a very familiar situation. All alone in a 1v4.
I've seen this one before. Hold on. Makes it drop down to a 2v1 here. Can definitely get swung on. There's potential for the wraparound, and it's not quite being called for yet. Time is not necessarily on their side. This is such a wide angle. He gets one, but drops his gun. Doesn't have it out to secure the 4K. Winthrop just squeaking by on that one, not gonna lie.
Yeah, but squeaking by is perfectly fine when you're up by 7 rounds like this, when you already have a victory in the first half. I mean, again, map pick is Winthrop's, but, you know, fair enough. They're winning out in incredibly dominant fashion most of the time, and when they don't, it's all good. Wins are wins. Round victories do give you map victories eventually.
Yeah, so, absolutely true.
Here we are, another round, another different look from the Spartans. They got 3 towards A this time. And it's not quite the ultra aggression that we were seeing before, but that Prowler that they've been putting out to deal with the utility goes through again. Right in the jaw. Demon takes a rocket. And the Black Moose is there to trade. It's still a 4-on-4.
Yep. Good trade-off early here. Not going down in manpower, at least this time. But B-side is the name of the party. Is Jerk from the side. We'll take out Black Moose. NECC will go ahead and plant. Wow, what a good spray down. Jerk being able to take out Cavern. Not going to be able to clutch up around potentially 4 Spartans this time. Yeah, 2v1. NECC putting up huge numbers for Winthrop.
Yeah, for real. I don't know how NECC got both of those kills. One player was coming from mid, one was coming from, like, spawn.
Spawn, exactly. You watch the replay back on that one.
Yeah, playing around that nebula, I guess? I don't know. That was insanity. 14-6. However, the first 10 rounds for NECC and Infiltrator, not far behind, 11-8 at the moment. But at this point, Winthrop, this is their half. I mean, they've already won it. It's recovery time for the Spartans. How can they recover?
It's about how much they can get back, right? I think there's only a few more rounds before the swap. They have to do something. Cavern playing up, sees a toe, gets one, swung on by multiple members of the team. Still puts Spartans in an advantageous situation, which has been happening multiple times throughout this map, but it's them not being able to completely close out the round. That has been to their detriment. Now they need to do so here. Jerk will go ahead and take out Pulcon. Considerable, formidable, absolutely despicable play. NECC.
So tough. Because Pulcon, I think Town was just walking there.
Yeah.
And Pulcon just walks right in.
Just like that.
Tons of noise, exactly like that. Demon.
That was a spike carrier.
All the way down, 1v2 for Infiltrator.
I mean, he's kind of crazy. He's won these before. Let's have to see if he can do it again. I think he heard the audio cue there. Yeah, and now he knows they're in the area. But what is the answer he has? Can answer with a boombot of his own, should he choose to. Sneaking up, checks one. Not able to swing fast enough, and okay, another one. A very much needed round into the pocket of the Spartans.
And Spartans actually have, some pretty good ult economy too, coming into this final round. They have the Reckoning, they have Rolling Thunder, they got a Showstopper. There's a lot of tools at their disposal if they wanted to, do some sort of set play. Right now, it's looking like the set play is on the Winthrop side of things, actually. Towards A, they have a bit of a weird repertoire of weaponry. Judge, Guardian, along with everything else. Whew!
What? All right, Demon. Clearly on Demon time, making that work immaculately. Gets the 3. I feel the round literally just started, and it's just now down to a 1v4. It is Jerk, but it's a little bit of a tall order for him to try and take.
Yeah, they now know at least mostly where Jerk is located. You hear the door being closed, making it even more difficult, or rather more annoying to take. Can't just open it back up, but
Right.
you know, that's an audio cue given away that wouldn't have had to do otherwise. And look how spread out MBU are right now. They are not taking chances.
None whatsoever. They want to close out this half at least with 3 before the side switch happens. I mean, it took them a while to get this way, or to get to this way, and now it's just a matter of closing it all up. Jerk, though, perfect secret agent. Sneaky. But when they're lined up vertically like that, it's kind of hard to dodge.
Yeah, well played, right? Just ensuring that you're going to have a double swing regardless of where you get peaked at. And a 9-3 half, I mean, after the start that Winthrop had, it does feel like that's a pretty good recovery for the Spartans, but it kind of all does feel like this pistol round is hanging in the balance. Victory here for Winthrop would essentially seal the deal if they can, you know, win the following round as well. For the Spartans, this would be the first step in their comeback trail. Of course, they can absolutely do it. They have been performing quite well despite the dominant scoreline.
Absolutely agreed. And it's a lot of those rounds, like I said, you know, they get 1 pick, but Winthrop will trade back with 2. But later, this past few, it has been Spartans getting more picks off. You start it and just slowing down the pace dramatically, not opting into the potential fist fight with Winthrop in a lot of these situations, whether it be onside or off. We have to keep that pace up as we are into the first round of the new half. Side switched. MBU Spartans now on the attack. Let's see what the push is.
Prowler not gathering any information, and the fault line doesn't get anything either. Infiltrator playing very much quick on his feet. Renz spotting information, getting pushed yet again. Just gonna fall away. Doesn't want to take this fight, but gets caught as he trying to make the way over and across. Great flash, the guiding light connects on 3, but Renz traded after just the 1, and Jerk stuck in the back hall. Oh my goodness, Nade, so much damage. And Jerk doing really phenomenally to get just 1.
Yeah, him actually being able to trade 1 out before falling is so pivotal there. Now it's down to Nasi. Okay, well, yeah, Duck's gonna get it. 3v1, a little bit more difficult. Winthrop first to double digits here in game number 1. What a round, though. Absolutely just like, you felt the pressure.
Gotta hand it to basically everybody there from Winthrop. Like, specifically though, Renz and Jerk being able to fight on the back foot, get a frag at the very least, get their 1-for-1, and then put the rest of their team in a better position, making sure not to go down without taking at least 1 kill for themselves. It's exactly what was necessary to give them the advantage. We are seeing the Spartans go for the force buy. They've got stingers across the board. There's a lot of utility being put into this 1 choke point, and that's exactly why all of the Spartans just jumping away, backing off, don't want to get caught by any of that. Their early push towards B, whether it be a ruse from the start or a decision on the fly, they now move away.
Yeah, but opting to reassess and regroup, pulling out. Looks like A to be the call, but yeah, they're the slow approach. I love that it's the 3 without any spike carrier, pushing ahead. Very, very good. They're just trying to gather info, potentially pick off any stragglers. Spartans have been the ones really slowing down the tempo in the earlier stages of the game. It's come back to bite them a decent amount. Winthrop now kind of pulling a page out of their book, opting to play very slyly. There will be some knowledge gains. Renz with the Guardian. Take out Town. Holding that angle, though. Jerk misses 1. Takes out Pulkan. There goes Demon onto the site.
Nice dodge on the guiding line. Demon able to make the moves. At range, though, the Stinger just not the weapon to be utilizing. Cavern Nearly got caught out there, tossing some utility, lining him up. Black Moose running out of bullets though, but the Classic will do just fine. Fortunately, there's still a man on the site, and Gok will find 11 now for Winthrop. A bit of a scary round, but a round victory nonetheless.
Yeah, very, very scary round. Okay, buys coming out, getting whatever they can across, both teams here. Triple Stingers, that's a lot of burst, not gonna lie. Oh, 4? Make my day, why don't you? Bulldog and 4 Stingers, it's almost like a mama dog and her pups at this point. I love that.
True. I've never heard that, but I'm stealing that from now on. I want you to know.
Because all of them have burst fire in ADS, and it's just the cutest thing.
What? That's outrageous. Demon walking into a fully stunned Gok, and it's all over. Down will get 1 frag, but it certainly is 1v3 for Polkin. Doing what they can, but that will not be anything. The Spartans getting dominated right now, and it looks to be a quick close to map number 1 as we're at 12-3.
Yep. Spartans have to play literally perfect Valorant here on out if they want to try and even match this and take Winthrop to another overtime, which I'm sure they probably would not like to do. Me personally, I would not like to do that either. But Winthrop looking to close the door on this game number 1, like you said. Did they do any other buys? Or okay, Nazi bought something, and yeah, Guk transferred to a Phantom.
Everyone's buying anything they can.
Yeah, strapped up, ready to rock. Let's just do it. Run this out. As it is a little bit calm towards mid, but Renz once again with that Guardian, making that gun look so effective every single step of the way. The strafing from Infiltrator, are you kidding me? Gonna go ahead and grab another one as Winthrop picking them off one by one like petals on a sunflower.
It's gone from bad to worse, and it's even worse now. Infiltrator on a 3K. One more to find, and Demon, well, one moment from devastation. We'll be able to get something done against Nazi with this double swing. Surely not. It's the boom. Got to do it. 13-3.
Oh my goodness. That actually could have been a 1 round for him, if not for, the almighty Boombot to secure the kill, secure the game for Winthrop. On their pick, they showed us, hey, we want to go Sunset. They showed us why they wanted to pick Sunset, clearly. Absolutely great gameplay from start to finish for all the players. Literally, I mean, if there were 2 we're going to, pinpoint, I'd talk about Infiltrator and also about Nazi putting up amazing numbers by just them 2 by themselves, but a really good job by the entire team. But yeah, that is game number 1 all wrapped up in a bow. Hey, Adam, can I throw it to a break? All right, cool. We're throwing it to a break, babes. We'll be back with more action. Game number 2 on its way soon. Okay, here we are. Sun's getting low, big fella. We gotta wrap this up. That's what Winthrop's saying, at least. They want to get this 2-0. After the day they've had, I don't blame them. Will the Spartans be able to counterattack and bring it to a map 3? We're going to have to see. We're going to find out. Now, we are going over to... Am I dumb?
Haven?
Haven, yes. Yeah, I almost said Lotus, but nope, that's the future. Looks like I'm looking forward to that. But no, we are going to Haven for map number 2 here. And honestly, I mean, we just briefly touched on it, talking about the map unfamiliarity might have been the cause of how Spartans were losing rather, and Winthrop were just absolutely smashing. But on Haven, I feel like both teams are going to be very familiar with this map.
I mean, yeah, there's not a team or player in the world that is playing Valorant that is unfamiliar with Haven at this juncture. But will they be familiar enough after a shellacking on Sunset? I don't know. The question as well is, is Winthrop going to continue playing as well as they did? Because they looked prepared, but I'll be honest. Like, Missouri didn't look entirely like unprepared for Sunset. Yeah, they didn't look great on it, but they had ideas. It was, I guess what I'm trying to say is it didn't look like they'd never played the map or didn't have any idea of how to play the map. They did.
Right.
They had ideas, they had thoughts, and unfortunately it just didn't work out.
Yeah.
Now, though, Haven, a lot more has been done here. A lot more has been set, and I expect to see something better from players of the caliber of Missouri Baptist.
Absolutely, and it just does, because their strength was very evident, because a lot of those rounds were close. So now we are looking to see that same strength translate over to Haven. Way more familiar. Everyone knows this map, so we should get a little bit more of a show this time around. I just hope it's a good enough show for the Spartans to push them further.
Looks like we got everybody locked in and loaded. It should be pretty similar compositionally. The big difference, obviously, going to be that Viper, though. Cavern making the adjustment from was on the Fade, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yes.
Over to the Viper. So from the double initiator to the double controller is the plan for the Spartans.
Okay, we'll see if that does work out better for him early on in this map number 2. All-important Haven. I've seen some pretty crazy Haven this weekend, not gonna lie. So, holding it to a high standard.
Right now, it looks like mostly towards the A site, Winthrop looking to make the moves. Actually, that's Missouri on the attack. Excuse me, I got jebaited for a moment by the overlay. Winthrop, they actually have 4A early.
Yeah.
That's a little nuts.
They are 100% stacked over there. Okay, and off the bat, Polkon's going to go good for 1, good for 2. They are literally right on top of each other, throwing hands, and it's working out more so for the Spartans than it is for Winthrop. It's just Jerk, the last one standing. It's a hard shove towards A. Last 3 available for the Spartans. Going to go ahead and get that spike planted.
And the good news is that, well, oh man, Guiding Light gives all the information away.
Yeah.
But the Overgrowth healing up everybody. I think pretty much everyone for the Spartans was pretty low. Now just Polkin, who obviously cannot heal themselves. With that Overgrowth, the only one down at a sub 100 HP level. Slow approach right now. Jerk trying to clear all the angles. There's a lot to clear. Versus 3, you'd expect something to be there. Trailblazer. Great work from Polkin, who's on for the ace, by the way. Might just get it. No, Jerk denying. And though the time was getting low, it is Black Moose to clean it up. The Spartans, with the pistol round, they'll get their first of this series.
Yep. Only slightly scary because Jerk is a reaction god, apparently. But yeah, and these Spartans, very chaotic. I knew as soon as you saw all of them park A that some shenanigans were going to be afoot immediately, and it just turned into absolute chaos. But like I said before, Spartans coming out on top of that and then cleaning up, just putting the bow on the package that was gifted to them by Winthrop there. It's a pistol, that's how that goes. But now going into this next round, interesting buy. Did I see somebody with a Bucky, or am I tripping?
You absolutely did see a Bucky. That is real.
Let's go.
Definitely an ambitious weapon to be bringing out in a round where you're saving, but not as ambitious, but certainly as strong as Infiltrator.
He gets 2.
Where did that stun come from? That fault line from Narnia, it seemed, and oh my goodness, no way.
Yeah, give it to me. Come on. Duck with 1. Gotta reload, put the shells in. Oh my goodness. Look at the pins that they have right now. This is so nice. There is a way out for Spartans for sure, but it's just, you were so likely to run into any member of Winthrop. Okay, Polkin running through garage. Cavern will go ahead and get a plant off here in B site. Okay, they're down, but they still fighting for it.
Polkin about to be stunned up. That's so perfect. The turns on a dime. Now it's a 3-on-2. Still very winnable, but a difficult situation as the Toxic Horror up onto the side. Hulkin up for the ace. Not to be 4, but not 5. 2 almost aces as Jerk not looking towards Cavern. Swatted out and shooting the elbow of that Killjoy. 2 4Ks in the first 2 rounds. Utter craziness.
Yeah. I guess that is the name of the game here for Haven in map number 2. Just utter craziness, utter chaos to be afoot. And this is a better start for Spartans than they had in the last game. That is 100% sure. We're going to this next round. They got some nice, pretty digs in their possession.
But damage-wise, I mean, very well played from the Winthrop side of things in the last round. They really getting a ton done out of that. This is part of what this Viper comp is about on the attack, is denying information over at the A site. Can work 2 different directions. Infiltrator, though, boosted up onto the boxes. Spots out another player. That's a great stun. Fault line catches some timing. He's stuck around, going back for more. It's Rin's lower. And Nazi with the aftershock. Rin's through the cloud burst, just catches the foot of somebody walking through, and that's a flawless round for Winthrop University. They take their first in crazy dominant fashion.
Bro, like, literally, that was just a spray and pray moment. I forgot what game we were playing here. Just the way that Winthrop literally just left click, right click, just do whatever. And it just managed to work out better for Spartans. And unfortunately, those whiffs that happened on the site were really just the crash and burn from the Spartans. And we were praising them, you know, being able to come out on top and like slow it down towards the later end of these chaotic rounds. But there was no time to be had for the Spartans in that last round. There was no room to even slow it down or take it off the heat.
Here.
Infiltrator looking for some information out towards mid. Doesn't spot anybody, and Jerk readying that swarm grenade for anybody trying to avoid. Yeah, great stuff. Oof. That's in order to try and put them into his crosshair, but Demon winning the engagement. And this is full control of the garage right now for the attackers of the Spartans.
Yep, okay, very good angle there from Infil on B, deciding to back off a little bit. Oh, wow, but a peek gets 3 for Guck. Are you serious right now? Spike is dropped up, quickly recovered by Black Moose. They've been down before, but not quite out, but they have to fight a little bit harder, shooting through the boxes. Not enough to get him. Infiltrator swings around and flies down, cleans up 1 and gets 2. It's a great split from Winthrop, and it allows them to capitalize on mistakes and grant them a win, tying it up 2-2 now.
So much fun to watch Winthrop when they're in this form, when they are playing so aggressively, so dominantly. Just no fear whatsoever in Infiltrator in those engagements. By the way, I just realized Polkin with those 2 4Ks, 8 frags, right?
Yeah.
Everybody else, though, 4 put together. Four players have 4 kills, or 3 kills total.
It's the Polkin show. Clearly, it is the Polkin show right now. I just hope the show, you know, goes on with him in the starring role. Give him an Oscar for it. Infiltrator trying to do their best job to steal the spotlight. What just a knife snipe, essentially.
Yeah, rare that you see that particular updraft be utilized in that way. Pretty interesting to see. A rotation over towards the A site right now for the attackers, and Jerk sticking around inside that nano swarm. It's Renz. Won't get much information. Speaking of Jerk, gets a nano swarm kill in the meantime. Goes down. What a commitment from Renz. It doesn't even do all that much damage to Black Moose, but 4-on-2, Cavern and Black Moose gotta make these connections. Blades are out, and oh no, it's all over.
What did I say about Infiltrator trying his best to steal the spotlight? The man is 100% doing it here. Oh my god, yeah, and that's gonna be the diffuse, putting the momentum in the direction of Winthrop sails, and that boat has 100% left the pier. just 10 and 2. 10 and 2 right now. Literally insane.
Yeah, 2 kills average per round. That's incredible. Utter insanity. The Spartans will be putting together a purchase of their own. It's a little lackluster. There's a couple of bulldogs in there, and myself as a bulldog enjoyer,
Yes.
I'm okay with that, but
Oh no.
isn't ideal, that's for sure. Infiltrator. Make his way through the dark cover.
It is hunting season. Oh god. Gets one. Will he be able to get out though?
Stick around. What an insane person.
No. The chattiest of chads. Okay. Opts to dash out at the last moment. But wow, yeah, very important pick to grab off of there. That does give some information away that they are sticking in that area. No one, yeah, they're trying to come through the trail. They're trying to come up and push hard on A. They're sticking to this, knowing that he's here. Picks his head out, gets one on the Pulcon. Will trade 2 back. Very carefully, Cavern always trying to clutch it up. Will grab another frag. Has to get the spike though. Okay, yes, it's recovered. This chaos has been lending its way through this entire game. Rears its head again. Cavern looking to capitalize on it again. Peering out of the smoke. He shoots first. And once again, clutches it up and ties it back in the way of the Spartans.
That's Winthrop's just excitement and overconfidence getting to them, losing them that round. I mean, you could see it in the way that Infiltrator was taking those swings. Yeah, it ends up working out, but there's like 4 of those types of plays where Infiltrator was sticking around inside that smoke, going for a second swing. 4 times did we see in that round Winthrop trying something that crazy. And, well, it ends up hurting them in the end and losing them that round. The Spartans back on display, but it's a setup here towards C. Operator in position, dodge.
Again?
And Polkin trying to jump spot gets dispatched.
Oh my god, that's 2 rounds. 2 rounds that has happened. Infiltrator gets the op, peeks around a corner. Somebody's not where they're supposed to be. Gets dropped immediately. That slows down the approach from the Spartans. And now they have to regroup. No, they don't even have the spike picked up yet. They're trying to figure out what the next plan of action is. Cavern gonna set up a few things here on A site. Probably call over. Yeah, clear out that util. Give it a little safe space for your friends to breathe. Call seems to be, yeah, coming towards A. Demon picks up the spike.
Cavern's going to put the Viper Spit right at the entry. That's going to spread very nicely into the link. From the shadows to get a little bit of a flank going on.
Yeah.
Speaking of flanks, there's an Omen on the flank already. That's both the attack and the defense Omen flanking right this second. The lockdown comes through.
They got
as
tames.
does the Hunter's Fury. Paranoia catches everyone on the run. Gug for 2.
No.
And now it's only up to 2 remaining members. Cavern out of that pit and into the light. Almost lines them all up. The flank coming up, but Town will go down. That was craziness. Winthrop, so very aware, forcing the issue.
Oh my god! Spartans almost had that save. Cavern is putting his carry pants on the best he possibly can. Literally, with 2 people to the left of him, dead in front of him, opts to shoot for the 3rd person behind all of them. Does enough damage to where he can swing and get a kill before he falls. Town was almost enough to salvage it, but the operator that Infiltrator decided to hang on to just is the superior weapon.
Infiltrator, just the superior weapon, apparently.
Lethal Weapon 5?
Yeah.
You can do it.
Infiltrator edition. Bladestorm is out for the Spartans, and, well, they're going to have to try and do whatever they can with what they have. I mean, granted, they have Seekers and they have a lockdown. So, with the addition of the Bladestorm and the weapons at their disposal, this is not a bad buy type of round at the moment. Seekers confirm everybody towards Garage, towards C. The only one of those Seekers heading out towards B, and there's nobody actually on the site. Demon. Ready and waiting as the lockdown goes through.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I really do like this. I'm going to go ahead and put that down, force them to come the way of B, you know, that very central location. Now, hopping off the site, try to catch anybody, but they have no idea that everybody from Winthrop is coming from another angle. They can get onto this easy. How do they force back in, though? Jerk is watching corner. Does not win the 1v1 against Black Moose, though. Now it just suddenly got scarier.
This blade's seemingly unnecessary. Renz spots him out, but he's getting flanked already. I mean, nice adjustment, but it's 16 health. This round, it's over. Matter of time. 4-4. The Spartans just taking all those fights and winning them. And it felt like Winthrop had no idea what to expect with regard to that retake.
Yeah.
They were walking into multiple angles where the Spartans were ready and waiting for them.
Literally waiting for them. Okay, that's going to be a timeout called by Jerk. Oh, wow. It's been a frantic game. It's still all tied up here going into round number 9. It's back and forth and back and forth. Neither team giving an inch. And I called that coming into this. I'm like, look, we know everybody has played Haven at this point. You know it like the back of your hand, like the shoes you put on your feet. It's just common knowledge to you now. It's just a matter of being better in the moment-to-moment action happening. It's very, very much a stalemate.
That's terrifying. That shot of Viper is scary.
You know what that is? That's that typical like romance movie when like the two lead characters put their foreheads together or whatever, and like having that special cute moment.
That's POV.
If you open your eyes, that's the POV of that situation.
That's actually so true. I did not realize how much of a jump scare that would actually be IRL. This timeout from Winthrop? I wonder what they were discussing. I mean, individually they've been doing well. Trying to adjust though onto an eco round. Looks like they'll stack up outside of A once again. A little repeat of the pistol by the look of things.
Okay, got fired through the smokes. Just try to gather as much info, potentially pick off some stragglers here. Ooh, fucking fighting down long. Hard rotate. The call is made to go to C. They will be met by Jerk. Yeah, once again in garage. Okay, but now, yeah, that's going to be Spartans first onto the site, right under the nose of Jerk.
And Jerk hears all this going down, but also knows that there could and, well, there is a lurker right here inside of the garage. Black Moose in position. Are they even going to be ready for Black Moose? I don't think so.
Oh, no.
Infiltrator gets around the corner, though, when the blade's turning on its own. He's got 4. Infiltrator looking for the ace. Tries to right-click, hits the pistol to do it. Infiltrator with the ace on the eco. Are you kidding me?
That was absolutely insane. That was absolutely insane. 3 HP living through that. Mom, get the camera. Oh my God. He needed to grab that kill 100%. I mean, in garage, battling back to back to back. That's like a little anime ninja moment, being able to just whip around, spin around, get the knives in somebody, dash out. The repositioning. Oh my goodness. He is the show. He is a show stealer, 100%. Talked about it at the beginning of the map. You're seeing it here. Put the team on his back.
A round that Winthrop had no business winning. They come away with due to the Blade Storm 4K into the pistol clutch there on the ace. Fantastic. Slow and steady. Out towards the A site for the Spartans. They're walking their way in. 2 here to defend, but will they even stay out into this? Infiltrator trying to take this fight. Ends up walking back through the toxic stuff on the ground there in order to make their way through. Polkin was planting. Would have gone down to that second shock dart.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, but the spike will be planted nonetheless. 4v5 on the Spartan side. They've won from a distance. Gotta be able to do it again. Woo! And yeah, it's looking to be the case as they're all falling down. Now it is up to Nazi, who's had a little bit of a quiet game. Only has the ultimate available to him. Swings 1. Get your gun out. Guns up. Not in time as Pulkan clean it up for 3.
It is a crazy round still. We've yet to kind of bet into anything normal this game, I feel. been back and forth all the way through. Final round, or penultimate round, rather, of the half. One last purchase being made for Winthrop. They lose here. They are going to be in some economic trouble. We're going to see a judge come out, though. Infiltrator about to drop 20 kills in the first half.
An absolute madman. Playing literally like a man possessed. Does not want to lose this. Wants to get this 2-0. He says we need no overtime. Let's just get it done. Okay. The call for garage. Looks like C is the name of the game here. Jerk will see all of this happen right in front of his face. Ooh! Here's the sound cue. Nah. Ain't afraid of no go. Spins around on town, but will be felled by the demon. Okay. It's up to the rest of Winthrop to push it through. Armed with that operator, infiltrator. Potentially try to make some magic happen. More for the highlight reel. Guck lurking with the judge. Good flank. Okay. Going in. Sees one. Switches a pistol. Better at range. Doesn't get his gun out fast enough. The rest of his team falling. The Spartans gonna claim that one up. Put them back in the lead.
I cannot believe Guck doesn't get anybody walking down long. That's so unfortunate.
That's unfortunate. Yeah.
Yeah. Really tough. Was in a perfect position. Probably calling, hey, I've got like a kill if they just come my way. But nobody came that way. And, well, unfortunately, round goes the way of the Spartans. Now in the lead for, or I should say back in the lead.
Yeah.
For what is only, I think, the second or third time. They did not have any leads in the first map. They've held it a few times here in the second. Still a pretty good purchase for Winthrop, all things considered. No operator for Infiltrator, but still looking for that 20th frag. Cavern joining Polkin in what was a phenomenal start to this map for him.
Yeah.
Slowed down a little bit, understandably so, after back-to-back 4Ks in the first two rounds. As it looks like we're into a tech pause.
Okay. Yeah, just a little bit of a tech pause real quick before we're getting back into it. Calm down on this switch. Unfortunately, Infiltrator fell in that last round before he could get the 20th kill. I was rooting for it. I was rooting for the 21st half, but was not to be the case.
Still a chance. Still has that opportunity here and now.
Yeah. We're too fast again.
It's possible. Though without the operator, maybe we'll see some rifling. That was fantastic back in Sunset.
Yeah.
Looks like everybody out towards A right now. Spartans have been using that toxic screen set up at the A site to great effect consistently.
Okay, yeah. I was waiting for some sort of confirmation on the tech pause. Okay, cool. It's done. We got it. We're getting into it. Okay. Good. I mean, there's good ultimates available for Spartans. You know, you got the Seekers and the Viper's Pit to mess with any sort of retake that may happen from Winthrop. You have the Sova Hunter's Fury. You got Guck with the teleport as well. So potentially a highly volatile round here before this half is swapped over. It's going to be a tie or a pull ahead.
Out mid, Pression for Winthrop. Black Moose spotting that information and tossing an Andoswarm to get through, but Infiltrator and Nazi have already made their way through the mid window. Viper's Pit out and in position. Renz taking out an additional player on the entry with that Hunter's Fury and making life very much difficult. 12 seconds to the recon bolt, so they're going to have to make the move, but look at this. There's so much information considering positionings, and Demon now just giving away his spot. Going back into the same position, that's ambitious.
That's very ambitious indeed. Oh, wow. Caverns get work done, though. This Viper Pit is this playground, and Winthrop, you are not the top dogs Spartans will pull it to 7 before the half switches over. I called it out. I said that Viper's Pit could be very pivotal into this round, and they 100% delivered on that promise. Now that does put Spartans again into the lead, wrestling it away from Winthrop. Oh no, Vincent, I have a very bad feeling about how this game is going to go.
This is the map pick of the Spartans for a reason. They take it over to here. By the way, 5-on-3 at the before the spike goes down for Winthrop. They had a 2-man advantage, and it turned entirely the other direction based on that Viper's Pit. And Cavern making his way through that, 3 kills, being very difficult to find consistently. Attack side, no, now for Winthrop. We'll see what they have to offer. It's Black Moose going to take out the recon bolt, falling back away. Lots of information gained. It's a dash up onto the site. All the way forward is Infiltrator. Doesn't spot anybody just yet. Quick flank being activated ×3, actually. Everybody on the flank now.
Yeah, just running around everywhere they can. Still so chaotic as this Haven map then somehow drops down to a 3v3. Pokon, though, with perfect corner, but no! Infiltrator padding the stats even more. Gonna get himself a 3K on that pistol. Good start for Winthrop as they're trying to catch up and pass on the Spartans.
Now 3 out of 4 pistol rounds going Winthrop's way as they can solidify that position, make their way back into this map, essentially equalize the scoreline off the back of this pistol round. The offensive side of Haven often been a very strong Winthrop position, but to be fair, that is a very different Winthrop roster.
Oh, wow. Guk has the opportunity to do something so hilarious right now. Oh, my God. Okay. He gets one. Unfortunately, the clip was not in the cards to be made today, but that's going to give all the info to the Spartans. To hightail it and run. Winthrop opt to push out for a different angle. Looking towards B.
This is actually a great rotation right now from the Spartans. They're walking through garage.
Yeah.
They might find a flank right at the right time. Rins in that direction. Just heard an audio cue somewhere down. Take him down, but it's a bloodbath in mid. Cavern last man standing, and so it was a couple of nice kills. Winthrop will win the round and even get everybody involved. 5 players get a kill. Team ace.
Nice. Love that. Give a little bit of a bonus to everybody. Everybody gets some money today. Yeah, okay, it's tied up again. How many times have we... Well, I guess 7 times. In this series, it's been tied up. This map is so head-to-head. Spartans looking to push it to map 3. Winthrop looking to end their night. Qualified off of a 2-0. It's just they got to push a decent bit more, and the buys aren't exactly equal. But Winthrop with a gun in their hands, Infiltrator with any sort of rifle, make a lot of magic happen.
Straight out towards A, fast and quick. Infiltrator will go down. There's the weaponry starting to come alive. Polkin and Demon leaving a couple of players trying to make their way back through. Rins dispatching with Polkin, but a quick trade from Cavern makes things all okay. Winthrop with 2 still living and a long way to go in this 2v4.
Yeah, and they're playing it patiently, you know, playing the time down. About a minute. Smoking. They have to try and run and grab it. It's being spotted, and yo, Demon's gonna fire down. It's law of spray property. Gonna grab it for him. I do believe, yeah, okay. Jerk did grab the spike, but now he has to have the sixth sense, the wherewithal to run past Moose, who is chilling there. Will tag him for a few, gets him in the leg, but not quite finished down. Free firing with the Guardian. Yeah, he knows it's not long for the world. Maybe take something out before he falls. And it will be the Spartans bringing the lead back to their side.
Winthrop on the bonus, couldn't get a handle on things, and so the push out towards A doesn't go their way. Much to do with Cavern and Polkin with a phenomenal, just easy hold on the B or on the A site. Pardon me. It'll be a bit of a different look defensively this round. Just gonna have Demon over there at the A site this time. Actually, quickly being joined by 2 more. So maybe a little bit more aggressive.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Fire on garage door. And take that out. Get that out of here.
I think they got it.
Somehow little turret dude stays alive through all of it. He's just chilling. Traumatized. Okay, yeah, he's gone.
Infiltrator just with 1 additional bullet, by the way.
Yeah. He'll make every single one of them count.
Probably.
But, yeah. Let's see what the call is for the Spartans. Looks like A rotate is the name of the game here. Or for Winthrop, rather. Going towards A. Will be met by Town.
And look, immediately that's going to call the rest of the Spartans over to the A site.
Uh-oh.
Town needs to delay, just sitting inside of this toxic orb. Hooks out, but not quite the right time. Demon through and into the site. Dashing forward, cannot be found, but
wow,
Renz does find them eventually in the 3-on-3 now.
Oh, no!
Pokin cutting it down to 2.
Yep, it's still a 2v2 on the site, if anything, because the rest of Spartans have not joined. But okay, now Cavern is there. The spray transfer is not quite perfect. Jerk has to make every single shot count. Oh, he walks out here. He's a dead man indeed. Polkon gonna grab it. Another defensive side win for the Spartans.
Trailblazer kill, don't see those all the time. Just had, I think, 15 health and was vulnerable. It's enough to do it. And this isn't going to be the best of buys for Winthrop. They are finally broke, or at least somewhat broke.
Yeah.
But we've seen them before do some craziness with just a thrifty type of buy, and that's what they have right now.
Ooh, Demon on the Operator.
A little upgrade. Bladestorm for Infiltrator as well. And I seem to recall something to do with that earlier this map.
Yeah, I mean, he was in a perfect situation to cause a ruckus, and he did just that. He's opting to go ahead, have the knives out. Demon trying to do his best dance. Not quite good enough, but Black Moose will put a stop to any sort of shenanigans. Infiltrator will try. The rest of the team will fall, though. Now we are at a 2v1. Winthrop putting it in their favor. It's up to Polkon. Renz is very low, though.
Yeah, they're very careful. Jerk and Renz want to take this fight together, and Polkon isolating a duel, doesn't anticipate Renz already being wide, though, and that's the mistake that gives Winthrop the victory. It wasn't the blades this time, it was the full purchase there. I think Renz had a gun from the start, and it delivered multiple frags for them. The trades coming through, and Nazi with 2 on the Stinger as well.
Yeah, that Stinger stung rather strongly. That will allow them to, get another round win in their favor, get some more credits in their pocket. The economy's pretty shaky on both sides from this buy. Spartans a little worse off for wear here, having to cover their backs with some light armors. Now it's Demon's turn with the knives out. This Infiltrator gets traded immediately. Also so low. Oh, wow. Yeah, Demon's going to just run up. That frag, easy peasy. Renz limping away, 10 HP. Opting to run towards C. Cavern wins the 1v1. Has been really clean with doing that. Just have to tap down onto Renz. This is going to be MVU Spartans looking to be the first to double digits in game number 2.
Very likely. Guiding Light catches the information. Nazi trying to dodge it out, but that's just not going to happen. He's getting flanked as well. Town on the other side of A main. Pushed all the way through up long. Spike in hand at the very least. I guess there's that, but how much of a plus is that, considering positioning?
Yep.
Nazi seeming to be aware of the possibility that Town could be flanking, but doesn't catch the timing. And back out towards B. Spike plant could be in their future.
Yeah, but you see how quickly the rotation, the call is from the other teams. Only 25 seconds left. He has to win every single fight from here on out. That's the call to run over. You do see Demon rushing in. Yeah, he's just not going to have enough time to get in and get out. Demon's going to go ahead and clean that up. That's Spartans first in double digits.
Yeah, they're making the comeback very nicely into the second map. And not dominant like Winthrop was on their own map pick, but it was absolutely back and forth throughout. Spartans finally getting a real idea of this map and how they wanted to play it, getting solidified. It was so chaotic in that first half that I felt like it could have gone either way. There was so many clutch moments, so much back and forth, but here the Spartans are finally putting things together multiple rounds in a row, starting to solidify themselves and gain some momentum.
Whew, okay, this timeout from Winthrop. Definitely trying to regroup, definitely trying to get a concrete game plan down, as they were playing really, really even throughout, majority of this game. The Spartans being able to pull it back in their favor, causing a ruckus, now beat them to double digits. Potentially going to bring us to that game number 3.
With pause done and dusted, see what Winthrop have to offer. This round seeming like not too much. They've got an infiltrator on a judge and everybody else with pistols for the minute. I don't know if anybody bought anything last minute, or last second. But we shall see. Mostly out towards C is the plan.
Yep, okay. Party on C here, invited. Everybody is starting to move over there. Having this C infiltrator jumps in with the judge. We'll get one down though, sitting out of the smokes. Perfect angle to cause some damage. Now we'll even the odds back in the favor of the Spartans. Pushing it forward even more. Wow, Rims from downrange though. Does get one poke on, only at 30 HP. Cavern sitting in the perfect corner. Now has an idea of where Renz could be. 2v2 situation. Now that his teammate has rejoined him, Demon is there to provide backup. And yeah, that's going to be the swing over, just down to 1.
That late toxic screen splitting him up. Crazy position, and Renz needing to clutch. Shock dart goes out. Recon bolt, nothing gonna give him enough space or time to work that through. The Spartans up to 11. Map 3 seeming more and more likely. It's Lotus should it be necessary, but Cavern on 23 frags. Infiltrator slowing down significantly, but still top in the scoreboard.
Yep, still top of the scoreboard, but we talked about that carry potential and him needing to put that big old backpack on. It has not been the case the later in the game. The rest of the team, they need to be able to step up and meet him at that level. Renz has been doing a decent job of getting back there. But it just needs to be a little bit more, as the call is just go ahead, throw down that Viper ultimate. They have a feeling they know where they're going to be coming from. The pings are out on the map. Winthrop with 2 good ultimates potentially could turn this in their favor.
And the Viper's Pit doesn't extend out towards long, so the Rolling Thunder can come straight in. Cavern putting down the snake bite to create some space. The Aftershock, though, forcing him back out wide. It'll be Infiltrator leading the charge, but the resurgence from Demon and Black Moose making this an even scenario. Cavern still stuck inside his own pit, and the lockdown starting to come through, making life miserable for Winthrop. As Cavern tapping through that smoke, gets the frag necessary. Nobody detained, and the one-man standing for Black Moose has them both locked and loaded in this corner.
He's got a swing perfect, and he does. Black Moose clutching it up, putting Spartans at match point. They want that map 3. They want that Lotus Decider, and they are trying their best to get it.
It seems likely at this point, considering that Winthrop, they've certainly utilized the majority of their ultimates. They utilized what was one of the best plays that we've seen from them throughout the back half of the second. And unfortunately, it didn't work out. Great job, by the way. Love the timing on that lockdown. And Cavern just patiently waiting inside the pit, ensuring, hey, I can stay alive here. I'm chilling. There's no reason to overextend.
Absolutely not. No reason at all. You're forcing them to make a decision. Cavern, the first one onto Nazi. Ren's firing away with that Hunter's Fury, has been so clean with it before. Unfortunately, not going to net him anything this time around. Cavern drops to 3v4. Not the worst. 2v4. Now it's a scarier situation. Town, what a shock dart. Gets hit by it, but it's not enough. Demon with the op on the backside will claim it. That's the Spartans tying it up in the series 1-1. Vincent, we got ourselves a game number 3.
That way too. I mean, Winthrop, I guess, unfortunately having to play on hard mode today, and Missouri Baptist showing that they have something to prove, that they're here to play and here to stay. LAN is their goal, and, well, right now they're making their way to do just that. Lotus coming up next. That is what we have to close out our day here. A brilliant second map. Utter chaos, but I was here for it.
Absolutely. And I mean, if there's any indication on how this series is going to go, we had one 3-site map that was a chaotic endeavor, the entirety of it. We're going to another map that has 3 sites. So I'm expecting a lot of chaos, and we will see you guys on the other side of a break. When we're trying to finish up this series, don't go too far now. We'll be right back.
Hello and welcome back, and I am not joined by ViewtifulCrow, as you can see. We've had a bit of a swap over here, as there was some shenanigans happening at the venue that ViewtifulCrow is at, had to go. We are now joined by Rare Adam, who's, by the way, producing and casting this match. He's been our producer throughout today. Adam, welcome. This is going to be interesting.
Yeah, very interesting at that. I'm watching my audio as well to make sure I'm not too loud or anything. This is the joys of being the producer. I can adjust my own audio to make sure I'm not ruining the viewer experience for everyone else. But honestly, being behind the scenes, it's going to be a very different vibe. We're meowing as observers. We're just losing our minds at that while everything is going on in front. But nonetheless, it's been great to see these two teams going at it. Winthrop, MBU, very unexpectedly long semifinals, or I guess semifinals to get to this match today. And now it's been a tale of 2 different matchups already. Sort of tail of the tape is Winthrop dominating on that first map, and MBU say, no, we got this. We're still in the mix.
Yeah, and I think what's so exciting about that fact is that Haven, it wasn't, yes, MBU did dominate, but it wasn't as if Winthrop were like rolling over. They were consistently performing at a very high level and still being outdone by. And so that means that as we load towards Lotus, I just have to kind of like ask the questions, right? Like, is this going to be Winthrop making the bounce back? I don't even think they need a bounce back. I think that they can just continue to play as they have been playing, and if they just make the right moves, win some of those key rounds that they didn't win on Haven, well, I think they can still take this just fine.
Yeah, and it seems as if we're going into Agent Select here on to this final map, and of course, starting on the attack, because it will be up. So is Lotus really that one-sided? We've seen it be very strong on the attack in the past. Specifically, last time we cast it together, we just saw the attacking side just roll through the other team. The two teams at that point, they're completely different level. It's completely different, but nonetheless,
a little bit.
It's very. I feel like what we've seen thus far is that it is an attacker-sided map.
Yeah, it absolutely is. That is, I think, a very true statement, just in and of itself. The degree to which that is the case is what is up for determination. Is that a real Phoenix? Is Ren's going to stick with that Phoenix?
No.
Okay.
Nah.
Just had to ask. But yeah, I think that Lotus is interesting for a couple of reasons too. We've seen in the last couple of series from Missouri, they played Lotus. One of those was a domination against UBuffalo. The other was incredibly close. All rounds played in regulation, 13-11. They edged out the victory up against HU Storm. So it's kind of a tale of two sides as well to Missouri's experience here. On the Winthrop side of things, honestly, I have no idea what to expect. I didn't get to look at all the games they played previously. I just know that they almost lost to St. Clair Academy. So, yikes.
Yeah, and we can talk about that series as well, because now I get to sort of say my piece on that. St. Clair Academy going, what, 6-7 overtimes against Winthrop, sort of turning everything on its head from there. Very interesting development, I want to say, for this Winthrop lore. And we've talked about this a decent amount behind the scenes, but when we're expected to keep that strength that they had from last year and carry that over, possibly twofold at that, really grow on that. And thus far, to be quite honest, they haven't been as impressive as I think anyone was expecting them to be from the beginning of the season.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is, I've realized this, though, Adam, that there is a real unreasonable situation here for Winthrop. They kind of were in a lose-lose because they surprised everybody and they made such a great run at champs, and then on top of that, they were good all season. And then they entirely reworked the roster to be like upgrades on paper in like basically every position. And again, that's no disrespect to the previous Winthrop roster. They're very good as well. But like when you do that and you're already like top 5, anything that isn't number 1 is kind of bad. So they did set themselves up for failure, at least like expectation-wise.
Yeah, it's a little bit unjust at that to sort of just pick and choose which Winthrop story you want to believe, but nonetheless, as you can see, already pushing forward aggressively is Demon, looking to take over this B site. A little bit of a quick plant here coming through from MBU as they just want to try and set the pace early. Demon specifically with that classic, gonna be able to pick up one as well as with Polken there. Gawk now forced all the way back. Plant still hasn't gone down, so Demon's an absolute demon up in heaven.
Who needs to plant? We don't need spikes. Those aren't necessary. The Spartans say, it's fine. We'll just take the frags. And realistically, listen, post plant on B site is impossible anyway. So you just need to get the kills.
Yeah, incredible stuff to just see them burst onto the scene, really exert their force here on this attacking half. Of course, this being the decider and Winthrop having the side selection, they opted to pick the defense here. So MBU trying to get as big of a lead as possible on this attacking half, which I'm sure they're perfectly fine with. They're fine saying, hey, we get to start off on the right foot. We get to have that bigger number on our side going into the half, ideally, and potentially pushing forward from there. This time, though, seems as if it's a little bit of a slower endeavor towards this A site. With the weaker guns, they don't want to force too hard.
Yeah, information being gathered and a lot of dodging happening of a bunch of utility that's coming out right behind that dark cover. Gawk might have a free kill here. Oh, that's a nice shot on the Demon. Blast backing your way through. Hard target to connect with, and the right click, not enough, but the second shot from the Sheriff certainly is. Nazi on the site, right click. Oh, that's a free gun, by the way. Easy does it. That's Winthrop on a pistol victory.
Oh my goodness, and much akin to what we saw last map on Haven. Whoever wins pistol just loses the next round. It does not matter as they traded rounds back and forth. Here, they're already trading rounds back and forth, continuing to show how even these teams can be. As you mentioned, great angle from Gawk behind that stack there, just to be able to find 2 early picks and then free gun, TM, ink, everything at that point. The classic, getting 2 of their own. Nasi showing why, hey, you know what? I still got it. Nasi still got it.
That's not a classic. That was a Glock.
Okay. The CS2 came out a couple days ago. I played CS for the first time, of note. I was very confused. I was like, what does this gun do? Why can't
I have to show you the
AK?
ropes.
What's going on?
I got you. Don't you worry. Ooh, straight out towards me. I mean, it worked before, so why not? This time, fan of planting the spike. Little extra cash injection never hurt nobody either. But this time, Winthrop much more in position to take this retake seriously. Polken catches Jerk, tossing some utility, and now Polken under fire, under pressure, and out of the round. Swinging wide into the link, and it's all but over. 2 remaining members of the Spartans, and they're split between the dark cover. Yeah, that's just gonna wrap it up. Infiltrator for 3.
Infiltrator's been fantastic today as a whole. I mean, this is the 6th map that Infiltrator is playing, or the entire side of Winthrop. Both teams playing their 6th map today. Oh my goodness. Just don't do math on stream ever.
Bad ideas.
Specifically last map, that ace, we were losing our minds in the production booth. We were screaming. I think we were getting more hype than you guys were about that ace, and you guys were popping off as well. So Infiltrator's had an incredible performance thus far. I think that is sort of your key, if you're Winthrop, to continuing your success, specifically here with a LAN qualification on the line.
And I think Nazi is kind of the second point of that, right? I think it's fair to say Nazi on map number 1 was fantastic, right? Had a bit of a slower map number 2. And if we could see just a little bit more performance there alongside Infiltrator, I think we're going to be seeing a Winthrop that is particularly good. A little bit of a team flash. Infiltrator not quite in position. Talon has to put up the dark cover in order to allow exit. Look at how much space Winthrop currently have in mount.
Yeah, they pushed all the way up there, knowing full well the potential of them lurking deep into C. But now just moving back over towards this A site, as you see on Lotus, just multiple rotations, maneuvering around. It's a lot about feeling out the map, figuring out which site you really want to get onto. Apparently not there, because Dirk finds one, immediately traded out by Town and Cavern. But now Infiltrator, the main man's on the scene. What can they do? Spike gonna get planted down. Nasi, no chance to get onto site there.
An Infiltrator actually falling back away, gonna regroup with the squad, and never mind, down and out, Cavern taking him through. Ren's gonna upgrade onto the Vandal instead of that Bulldog. But there's so many players to deal with. 1v3 seems maybe a tad too far to go, but Ren's is gonna give it the best shot.
This is a good angle from our observers there, Yuli, making sure we see what Town sees, or whether Town doesn't see at this point. Gray screen for them. Ren's needs to try and find the swing. Flashed up here, won't be able to find it. Polkin shuts it down. MBU equalize out the score there. Move into round 5. Both of these teams have had very interesting starts here in terms of their strategies as well. We saw the aggression coming through from Winthrop on the even-numbered rounds at that. Worked out for them the first time when they didn't have any guns. When they do have the guns, doesn't work out in their favor.
It's kind of interesting how that's been the case.
Yeah.
Kind of a consistent factor, honestly. We've seen some of those. I'd say more from Winthrop than anyone, but the Spartans have had their fair share of thrifty rounds as well. Dialing up the aggression today. This time are Winthrop, though. Gonna be fighting for this orb early. Oh, and Cavern spots him right at the root. Can't get the shot off. Info gained and an adjustment made as the Spartans head out towards B. Nobody there. A fast rotate of swords with Demon caught on the guiding light. Great trade from Renz, though. We'll keep it somewhat even.
Yeah, everyone's playing sort of backwards here. They're sort of all flanking each other. Reflank, reflank, reflank as Infiltrator tosses down a nade onto site. Black Moose and Renz trading out as Guck finds another one, and all of a sudden Winthrop with a little bit more capacity in this round. Lockdown will be invested here from Renz as well. Whether that actually means anything is yet to be determined, as Nasi gonna find another kill onto Town. Polkin forced to run for the hills, just barely able to escape the lockdown. But now in a 1v3 situation. Gonna find one, finds two, almost gets the third one there. Renz living with 1 HP!
Yo, that is awful close. I'd call it too close for comfort, but Winthrop with the victory pushed themselves back into the lead, and a tone set here for this map. Much the same as Haven, that we're not here to see massive runs of rounds like Sunset. It's a back and forth display, and we're here to stay. The Spartans on a little bit of a broken economy, though, unfortunately. They're going to have 1 or 2 rifles, but it's mostly an eco. They do have a showstopper. Even one of those rifles in his hands, though. Don't know that you want to throw that away by pulling out the showstopper.
Demon still looking for something. Cavern actually was able to pick up a gun as well. Takes down Guck on the side. Friends, though, the 1 HP legend, able to find one, will end up getting shut down. Free gun paraphernalia everywhere as Black Moose collects the kill in the Killjoy Ditto. Now lockdown invested over towards the C site. This time around, no way onto site for the side of Winthrop. They're forced all the way back here. NECC even forced behind this little lip. Will they find the timing? No, absolutely shut down as Jerk takes down Cavern on the opposite side. 3v2 retake now for Winthrop. Make that a 2v2 retake as Infiltrator makes their presence known. Showstopper invested. Will they find it? They find it indeed! And now 54 HP looking for something. Great angle as Infiltrator solo pushes onto site. Who needs your Viper at that point?
I've never seen such a fantastic flick on a showstopper. That was incredible. Absolutely absurd. It's Winthrop up to 4, and listen, probably shouldn't have been necessary for such fireworks to occur for a victory in a round that had just 2 rifles bought in for the Spartans, but Winthrop, they do come away successful, and Infiltrator showing some of that pizzazz that we've so known him for in these last couple of maps. Been a lot of fun to continue watching Infiltrator throughout, but the Spartans into another bye round. This, I would hope, might change the way that they approach things. We've been seeing Winthrop pretty consistently taking space somewhere early into the round, and this round we don't. It's actually very passive for Winthrop, a different look than they've been showing, and the Spartans spread out, taking advantage of that right now.
Yeah, Ren's just sort of holding down the castle at sea for the time being. Door is triggered, but even then, for Mobap, they're playing back. They're taking their time, exploring their options a little bit more this time around. We saw them do that a couple times, more so as a 5-stack, but this time backing all the way off, even forcing out the Seekers from NECC. In fact, I believe that's Cavern, who's sitting on an Odin right now, looking to sort of shred through some of these walls that can be oh so paper thin, but finally movement towards this A site. Infiltrator gets a dink as well, but onto site goes. Demon finds one, but Infiltrator there to find the trade.
Oh, great anticipation, though, from Infiltrator. Dodges the spam that was coming his way. Now can take the fight onto the site, but denied. It's Jerk for 2 in the 1v1. It's Black Moose. And a rotation being called for Ren's. KJ versus KJ. As the bot goes out, Spike could go down, but no plant just yet. Ren's is read like a book. Black Moose with the frag and the round.
Yeah, mess with the Moose, you get the antlers at that. Black Moose holds the door for Mobap as they keep it close at the very least here. All these rounds, it feels like they're decided by key 1v1s or 1vx's at that. It seems to continue on to this map. We've seen it multiple times throughout this series as well, and for Missouri Baptist, they just need to keep pushing forward here, especially when they know they've got that attacker side that is so coveted on Lotus. But of course, Winthrop not letting them go softly into the night here. They're continuing to press forward after what some could say was a shocking revelation for them to not qualify in the first qualifier. They got to make this one count.
Yeah, last chance. Viper's Pit over at C. 3 out towards A, meaning B. Currently undefended, by the way. There is a toxic screen in position at that B side, but of course, Spartans don't exactly know that the B site is so sparse. Rotations over to C initially after that A control was gathered, and it's only now that the Spartans have rotated themselves back over and have taken that position at Rubble.
Infiltrator, though, on the hold. What can they find? The timing through the smoke will be everything. It's 1, almost 2, as Town, on a little bit of a cheeky angle on the stack, will be able to find the trade. NECC, though, does not have a gun of their own, and it's a second Viper's Pit of the round. This time for the side of Missouri Baptist as they try and hold this spike with everything they've got.
Dalsey just got a dink, by the way.
Ooh.
A little bit Black Moose on the flank. Big rotation. Judge could be great in this position. The problem is closing the distance, trying to find where these players are located. Oh, so close. It's Town to survive and find the space up against the opposing Omen. And though some frags were found, it's really not a great round for Winthrop.
Yeah, and granted, with the guns they had available, a Judge, NECC with no gun, basically.
What do you mean? The best gun in the game.
Yeah, you know what? The best gun in the game. You know, the best bang for your buck. Just automatically. If you land any damage with the Classic, technically your damage rating or your ADR is infinite for the Econ. Or your Econ score is infinite.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a free gun.
Free gun.
Forget.
4-4 though. Winthrop back into the saddle with the purchases. And again, early control. That's what Winthrop have been working on throughout. When will the Spartans continue to take advantage of what's been an empty B site? I think they figured out that it's mostly empty early. They've been here at the first 10 seconds, 15 seconds, like twice or 3 times already. They seem to have an idea, but when they slow it down, you can see the rotations come in quick.
Yeah, and despite it having been vacant for much of the last couple of rounds, this time around there's many members home. The doorbell is answered immediately. Instead, they rotate over to C, where Renz, left to hold the door once again, has been quite successful in the past. This time around, will be groaning their way out of that one, as Spike is to be planted here, as the full retake should be coming through from Winthrop. Oh.
I was wondering if that showstopper was going to get involved. The answer is yes, and Renz taking Talon down. Despite Cavern getting a frag elsewhere, this is still a man advantage for Winthrop. Vulcan clearing so much there in Waterfall. This is bad news. This Cavern looking to line him up. Has 2 already. The headshots come in. Jerk, Renz, they're both working well. But look at the HP. Black Moose in the 1v2. Jerk just 1 health, and he's the one on the defuse. He didn't know. He had no idea that Jerk was the one defusing. Thought that Renz was the diffuser. That is so unfortunate. And from Black Moose's perspective, it's so reasonable. That looked so legit.
Oh man, and Missouri Baptists, what is that, 2 rounds that they've lost by single-digit HP? 8 HP is the total difference between those 2 rounds at this point. Renz living on 1 of all things, and Jerk just sticking it at 7. So nonetheless, despite Missouri Baptist generally having better gunplay, it doesn't matter. The number on the board is still less than the one on the opposite side. Winthrop are playing this as well as they can. They refuse to be locked out from another LAN here. And this time, Missouri Baptist saying, hey, you know what? B-site kind of worked out with her. Let's do it again.
Yeah, this time they're quiet about it initially. Just the 1 dark cover going up and then the guiding light to come through. But making your way through that toxic screen, it's a scary proposition, and so they don't want to go through alone. Talon investigating C. What they did last round was fake out towards B, pull rotations, and then hit the C site where Renz was alone. Seems a similar point of contention in this round. The lockdown adding some addition to that hit, but right now, it does. Wait, it got destroyed? I don't know what destroyed the lockdown.
The lineup from the Raisinades.
Excellent
stuff from Infiltrator, just knowing the exact angle, the commonplace that you'd put the Killjoy lockdown as the lineup with the nade, and now with over half the round gone already, Spartans need to find some angle to get themselves onto site, and once again, this B site is primed for the taking. Dark cover goes out as Guk now forced all the way back. They've got to make it known very quickly here as Infiltrator holds and finds Town as the answer.
Back to B. They started here, might as well end it in this position down. It's trying to get low on the time, but the retake still out to come and find. Nice guiding light, and it's almost entirely a clean sweep for Winthrop on that retake. The coordination of their utility guiding light goes out. There was a paranoia in there. Everything worked beautifully.
Yeah, we've heard of 3-2-1 peaks there. It was the spike plant peak at that point. As soon as it went down, everyone started just barreling onto site there. No time for Missouri Baptist to really answer the beck and call. And now Spartans need to try and make it work because, of course, we talk about the attacker-sided nature of this. It's actually a timeout coming through from Winthrop, however, to solidify their strategies, prepare themselves potentially for that next part of the half. And it's an odd time for a timeout. You win 2 rounds in a row and you say, timeout. Let's take a breather.
Yeah, I feel the same. I'm wondering like what it is that they felt was warranting the discussion. What needed to be talked about. Because this certainly does interrupt the momentum that they were building just now, and it gives the Spartans an equal opportunity, at least individually, to talk about, okay, look, what's happening, what's going wrong, et cetera, and, well, maybe they can find an adjustment. Maybe they can find the B-rush.
Yeah, and with where they're standing right now. Yeah, look at that. You see where they're all standing?
Never mind. Maybe not the B-rush.
Yeah, I don't know of Missouri Baptist want to B-rush. Maybe Winthrop are going to do it the opposite way. Oh, hi, Killjoy. You know what? This is proof that I'm not the one who does it every single time. It is 100% our observers who are willing to do this, even though I find it hilarious. And personally, I ask for it every single time. It's not just me who's doing it.
It's very abrupt. We'll put it that way.
That's the point. It's meant for the shock factor. You got to get the fisheye 0.5 camera angles from time to time. And as we mentioned, it's Winthrop taking that time out and pushing out B. They want to play aggressive, and immediately Jerk regretting that decision, forced all the way back.
Yeah, but I mean, now there's a little bit of positioning gained off the back of that. Now they can essentially walk away from B, leave one, if any, players there. Nobody's going through that toxic screen for the next at least 10 seconds, surely. And it's an adjustment out towards A. Already contact made by Cavern. Spotted one player at the steps, but no guarantee, no actual information beyond that early info that is now really not relevant anymore. The Spartans making their way forward on what is now 3 sacked towards A.
Yeah, actually, Infiltrator finds the angle, finds the head on 2 there. Polkin lined it up, will be able to find the answer. Seeker is going to be going through. Get your daily vegetable intake with the cabbages being expended. Will spot out Guk here. Still hanging around on B. I think it's just been the Omens throwing dark covers back and forth here.
Yes,
no one's really
it
made
has.
any progress. For the last minute, they've just been throwing orbs at each other.
Oh, well, progress to be made. Town just hanging out right in front of that dark cover once again. And Guk on the other side certainly has the idea that somebody could be here, and that's going to give it away. Great swing. Town caught blindsided, and there's nothing to be done. 4-on-2 for Winthrop.
Yeah, and actually investing this lockdown as well. Volkan, though, finds the kill onto Guk as well. Volkan needs to make it happen, will not be able to find it. Nasi Rens clear out the round. The lockdown, an extra little bit of pressure to be put on to the Spartans here, but Winthrop going in, no matter what the result of the final round, will be taking a lead into the half.
This isn't the final round.
That's the last round before the half. Now it is, yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
I was like, this isn't the final round. Next round is. I'm on the same page. I kind of would have liked to see them save the lockdown. It was a 4-on-2. You know? It's so good to have that lockdown late into rounds, especially if, you know, things go wrong. Not to foreshadow, but
yeah, maybe
we
things
shall
go
see.
wrong. Has Vincent seen the script? Thinking emoji. That's what we're all asking at this point. Of course, looking at the ults that are available for both of these sides, though, the main one being Nasi Seeker is to really spot out where everything is building up to be. But now, Infiltrator picking up that last orb. Showstopper is here to potentially shut down any Spartan aggression they want. Cavern was lining something up there, at the very least. But once again, the aggression is quelled. They slow things down as they inch their way up A.
Toxic screen goes back up. Not going to create the question marks that I think the Spartans were absolutely hoping to create. Of course, the Seekers, they do indeed give that info back away. Says, hey, there is at least two, three players here. Infiltrator. Oh, that's outrageous! Infiltrator dodging and dipping around the boom bot. Showstopper not to be, but Guk still on the side, has the help of Nasi, and this is over. 1v4. No chance here for Polkin on 21 HP. Surely not. All right, that was ambitious, Guk. I'll give it to you, but 8-4.
8-4 on the defense here on Lotus is impressive. At the very least, whether they can continue that push on the attack is the question that remains to be answered. Infiltrator, though, will definitely be perfectly happy going on the off now. And as for MBU, so close yet so far. Last week, they weren't able to play in their DreamHack qualifier because, hey, they made it to the semifinals of a Night's Land. I'm pretty sure you take that every single time.
You do. Then they got 13-1, 13-1 against like an actual tier 2 team.
Okay.
But, you know.
We're supposed to leave that out of the equation.
We're
my
bad. I didn't get the memo. I didn't get the memo. My bad. To be fair, they did beat another collegiate team in the quarterfinals.
West Virginia.
Which is outrageous that they, number one, both were there. West Virginia especially, and then they got drawn against each other. It's absurd.
Yeah, I mean, actually, it was not West Virginia, as in the team's name was not West Virginia. They didn't want to be known. They were in disguise at that point. But
that's like Field of Wood being Northwood.
yeah, Field of Wood. I wonder if this is Northwood? ?
Nah, definitely not.
Definitely not. But Missouri Baptist want to live up to that claim of that semifinals appearance. To say, hey, we want to make it to another land. This time around in the scene that we are meant to be known for, the collegiate scene, as Cavern forced to back all the way off. Vulcan has already found a kill, but Ren's able to answer back in kind. Cavern has seen absolutely nothing this round, but Demon there to answer the beck and call with 2 of their own. Town finds another one, and it is all down to Jerk. A 1v4 with the free gun TM. Will they be able to make it happen?
I mean, full HP and, half shields to work with. There's been more difficult clutches, but...
Oh, Black Moose.
Yeah, not by a large margin. Yeah, this is... If Jerk doesn't get a move on, that's what's going to kill him. And, yeah, that is going to kill him.
It was a free gun incorporated, but not in the direction we were expecting. Black Moose with the long-range classic taps there, able to shut it down. At the very least, Missouri Baptist getting them that pistol round. But, of course, last time around, whoever won pistol just wasn't able to convert on the back end of that. We'll see if that repeats itself once again in this series. In fact, I don't think we're going to have light buys on either side. It's a pretty heavy investment at the very least from Guk, as well as Ren's.
I mean, it did get them the round win before.
Yeah.
This is the same investment that got them the second round win after losing the pistol on Haven. This is exactly the same investment.
Yeah, do it again.
Yeah, they're going to give it a go. By the way, I want your thoughts. So, I can only shoot with the Prime Classic now because of the sound effects. I got it like early, like it was like because it's one of the first skin packs.
Yeah.
I got it. Now if I try to change, it doesn't work the same.
Honestly, I can agree with that because I have Cryostasis Classic as well. Every time I switch, it just feels like I miss every shot. Yeah, Prime Classic, unironically, is probably one of the best skins in the game just because it feels so correct.
It makes you aim better, and I don't know how, but it definitely does work that way for me.
Oh, of course, Demon doesn't need a classic as the Sheriff. Laying down the lawn to Infiltrator. There's one of the Sheriffs at the very least taken out of the hands. Will just be recycled back up, though. Looking for some damage there on the Vulcan, unable to find it there. And now just spraying through the smoke. Not a whole lot of damage coming back the opposite way. NECC is taken down low. The mobile ambulance there won't be able to heal themselves up at the very least. But with time ticking down, they got to get a move on here onto one of these sites. And this entire time, just seen the Killjoy sort of lurking around. Ren's is looking worse for wear. Vulcan, Cavern, finding another couple, and it's all down to Ren's. Will not be able to do it. Cavern shuts it down. 4 guns held by the side of the Spartans as they prevent disaster from striking once again.
Very clean anti-eco. That's fantastic to see. It is going to be the full investment, despite the more heavy purchases from Gunk. There's still plenty to get out the rifle and the shields, or at least the half shields, as has become common. Winthrop, I wonder what their opening attack salvo will look like, as they really didn't do too much other than wait around for a little while in that anti-eco. I guess NECC going to take quite a bit of damage. Paint Shell does some tickling, and not in the good way.
Yeah, Paint Shell more like Pain Shell at that. NECC, unfortunately not Sage. You can't heal yourself. Then again, can do basically everything else that Sage can't do. So, nonetheless, a little bit of presence being shown towards the extremities of the map still as Ren's taps the orb and says, nah.
We saw Sage earlier, and it wasn't ideal.
Yeah. I can't even defend Sage at this point. My favorite agent, just, nah.
Just dead. Absolutely killed by Riot Games.
She needs her resurrector viability in the meta. That's what she really needs.
Is that even going to be enough?
Maybe. Who knows?
Maybe.
I feel like there's Sage changes cooking at some point. Nonetheless,
I would hope so.
Into the setup from Black Moose. Go the side of Winthrop. The dog connects, but that's about it for now.
Ooh, trying to commit to that fight. Black Moose trying to maybe take their time, ends up being their death as Winthrop pinch in onto the site. Infiltrator trying to dodge the guiding light. It's going to be a spray, and though everybody was jumping while the Infiltrator shots connect. 9-6 of the Spartans. Winthrop's first gun round goes swimmingly.
As expected in the general flow of Valorant, as we've said so many times, that, you know, you're expected to win that round 3. You gotta pick that one up as much as possible, and as is due course, Winthrop are able to convert on that. But nonetheless, Winthrop, this is a very pivotal round for them. If they are able to convert on this, they're able to potentially push their lead further to pick up the round on Missouri Baptist's save. Then you're looking down 2 rounds from land. And that's where we get to start to have some fun, because when that pressure is on, and knowing that you're a couple rounds away from qualifying tournaments, you get to see the people you're trash talking in game in person at that, and you can do it in person as well. There's just a little bit of extra pressure, and potentially the fact that this group of Winthrop players has so much experience in the tier 2 scene in lands themselves, maybe that's not an issue. But the same goes for Missouri Baptist with their experience, not only individually but as a team now.
A little bit of back and forth of utility coming out at the B site, but that presence not going to be committed just yet. Bulking down low, it's a walk out towards a route for the time being. 3, now all 5 headed that way. For the Spartans, on the other hand, they've got 2 here to defend the A site, and an Odin is one of those. Cavern trying to deal with all of this utility, but cutting them off, essentially funneling them into the steps. Okay, Infiltrator, that's incredibly aggressive. Gets a kill. He'll get both of them, but now only just one of the 2 surviving members of Winthrop.
Infiltrator needs to be careful. This paint shell lands very close to them. Jerk now forced to push aggressively here, is able to find one, but now in the 1v2, down to Jerk versus the world. Vulcan trying to peek around the side, will be able to find it. Demon gonna find that defuse. Spartans hold their serve, but with an asterisk there, giving up 3 guns for damage. Winthrop should still have a full buy, and now Missouri Baptist forced back into the pockets just a little bit.
At the very least, recovering the Odin, that's a big investment that was tossed through, so there is that. Is there enough cash? Yes, there is. Winthrop were dominant enough in their victory in the first gun round that they could buy back in. Jerk will be on the judge, but everybody else will be just fine.
Infiltrator as well, opting to go for the Stinger as opposed to a rifle, potentially alluding to using that showstopper, as you mentioned. And incredibly aggressive already. Infiltrator, we've seen them infiltrate the bases of Missouri time and time again. Fire in the hole, goes the raise, looking for anyone. Thus far, not going to find any takers, and for the first time in a long time, it feels as if Infiltrator gets very little value, apart from the zoning potential of that showstopper.
I mean, they got the site, to be fair. That is pretty big value. Realistically, Boombot gonna walk away, but Infiltrator into the waiting arms of Black Moose. It's Demon down, but the rest of the Spartans back into this round with a 4-on-4. They're making their way through. There's already utility flashing away at this spike, and the majority of the defense melting as Ren's gonna have to do all the damage. It was not enough.
Yeah, and a chaotic round at that. Very difficult to sort of see what was going on because there was 4 smokes on site. They couldn't see the diffuser because we couldn't see the diffuser. I don't even think Mobop knew who the diffuser was at that point, but someone was doing it, and that's what's important. They find themselves another round win, and all of a sudden that Stinger purchase, the somewhat save that came through last round, might have ended up biting them in the rear. Ren's really the only one with any firepower with the long Guardian behind them. Missouri Baptist clawing it back slowly on the defense.
I thought they had a couple more rifles, if I'm not mistaken.
They did. It just... It felt as if Infiltrator being first on site with just a Stinger might not have been the firepower they were looking for.
Well, yeah, maybe needed somebody to follow up with him a little bit better. Speaking of following up, we're going to have to do that over at B. Now, the spike will go down, and currently, not sure who that is, but somebody holding the link. Infiltrator is upgraded, but gets taken down by Demon. Thinking of showstoppers, there's one available for the Spartans, and it's come out. Demon already has it, but there ain't no way to use it. NECC with a triple headshot on that Stinger. Long range, it's Renz to deliver, and now the lockdown goes in as well.
Yeah, lockdown is going to put the pressure on. Black Moose might just be able to defuse it, though. Hey, it doesn't matter. Vulcan there to answer the beck and call once again. Missouri Baptists have tied this one up in a qualification game. They rattle off 4 rounds in a row, even themselves up with Winthrop here. And now it's just a swift play to sort of decide who wins out on this one. This is where it comes down to your grit, your composure, your strategy. Absolutely everything is necessary to get your ticket to Atlanta. In fact, we know all the other teams that are going to DreamHack, except the winner of this match.
It's fitting. It's been a long day for these two teams. 3-map series for both of them coming into this. Overtime's required in both of those as well. We've yet to see an overtime. This could be it. Got a little from the shadows straight into heaven. That's very aggressive. Got goes down without much of it to do. Infiltrator connecting them both on the site. Great shot from Cavern, but instantaneously taken out. It's 3 for Winthrop versus 2.
Nice little lineup, though, from Demon. That's a lot of damage being taken by Renz, but needs to be a miraculous play nonetheless. Seen it in chat a couple times. Demon 0 trying to shut this one down for the side of Missouri Baptist. Gonna find one. Will find the spray! And it's the 3rd kill of the round for Demon. He is the Demon of Winthrop's nightmare. They bring it to 10. Missouri Baptist 3 rounds away. Booking their trip to Atlanta. Heard it's nice in December there. We'll have to see if Missouri Baptist agree.
That's fake news right there.
Oh, listen, I tried.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. Imagine it being humid in December. You're like, what? How?
Listen, I'm from Toronto. In December, we can't drive.
That's a good point. You know, it could be worse. It could be worse.
Toronto snow, it's not like there's a lot of snow. It's not the fluffy stuff that you see in the movies. It's not the stuff you can ski on. It's like wet. It's like it's snow.
That is how water works.
But it's rain.
That's how water works.
But like I've lived in Ottawa, and that snow is like nice. You can walk on it. It sort of just like sits there, and you're good to go. In Toronto, it slushes. It's a bunch of slush. It's, you know what? I don't like slush. It's coarse and rough and wet. And that didn't work out as well as I wanted it to.
You know, you tried. The lockdown gonna try and lock in these players to the site. B for Winthrop is where the spike is down, but trying to contend and get out is the problem. Okay, well, maybe it's not so big of a problem. Demon working their way straight in. One player detained, but it's working out for Winthrop. They just took the space.
Demon.
Out and up and over. Demon has one more kill. It's a lot of that health coming back in Black Moose and Cavern. They're just shooting the shots.
And Winthrop, that was a big round for them there. They needed to convert on what felt like their last bits of money. The wallet emptied out, flipping it over, shaking it out, and there's nothing left in it. Now the timeout to come through from Shy Jim. MBU have rattled off 6 in a row at this point. They've come into form here on this defensive half and proving us all wrong, saying, hey, this is an attacker-sided map. No, it's not. It's a defensive-sided map. It is a stalwart for them.
And Winthrop, I know we've talked about it a little bit, but I think it's fair to bring it back up. This is a team that the expectations were so very high coming in at the top of the season. There's no excuses here, Adam. None. Winthrop cannot have any excuses at this, like not qualifying here. They had the opportunity. They had 2 opportunities, all BO3s. And right now, they're 2 rounds away from losing that chance.
2 rounds away is almost the story of Winthrop as a program across multiple years.
Oh no!
Because
That was an accident. Yes.
two rounds away. I mean, we think about it this way. 2 rounds separated them from getting eliminated in round 1 against U Alberta in VAL finals last year. 2 rounds away was how close they were to beating the Demon Kings themselves in Northwood and taking down the VAL championship. 2 rounds away is how close they were to losing against St. Clair Academy not 3 hours earlier from now. And now 2 rounds away is where Missouri Baptist could lay their fate. Winthrop. The script writers were working overtime for this one.
Thank you. I do my best work.
Maybe. I don't know. Oh,
There it is. Trying to spam through that smoke. Infiltrator cuts Cavern to pieces.
oh,
Oh, Jerk. Great shot into town. Would have definitely had a frag, and Jerk delivering multi-kills is exactly what would be required for the Spartans to be denied. Demon. No Demon mode this time. 4 survive, and Winthrop have double digits on their own.
their second attacking round and immediately prompts a timeout the opposite way from Missouri Baptist. When we talk about 2 rounds, we can also bring up Missouri Baptist in that part, in which they got 2 rounds on LAN total across the best of 3.
Yeah.
That's
Listen,
rude. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it really is. They were playing Auction, which is like a real, very good tier 1, honestly. They should
Tier
be.
1.2, we'll say.
Yeah, like
They're
I understand they're not technically that, but they should be. They're very close.
Yes. Nonetheless, down to the wire.
Nonetheless.
Like, look at this entire qualifier. We've had upsets aplenty. This wouldn't necessarily be an upset either way, I feel, especially considering recent results, especially considering the recent power rankings, however much value you put on those. But
I think it's an upset in expectation for Winthrop.
Yes.
Everybody called me crazy when I said Missouri would be good. They said I was a crazy man. They said it's not real.
Crazy. I was crazy once.
It's not.
Oh no, we're not doing that. We're not doing
No,
that. No.
please. I
No.
beg of you.
I've seen it. I've heard it way too many times at this point. Nonetheless.
So, but the point is, like, the Spartans, I thought that it could be that they would be overwhelmed by some of the very good pickups throughout the upper echelon of collegiate Valorant. But right now, they're showing that they have the ability to stand tall, even whilst going down so decisively on that first map. Kind of got surprised, I think, a little bit by that sunset, would be my guess. And they weren't quite prepared. They've shown that it doesn't matter if they go down early.
As the producer, I would be disingenuous to swear when I tell you not to swear. But they got SH, continue the word, on in that first map. It was disgusting. But now
Yes.
Black Moose holding down this A site with everything they've got. The fake flash not gonna be enough. Black Moose keeps spraying, finds another one.
What?
Are you kidding me? Black Moose finds a
What
third with
bullet?
the last bullet in the chamber. Missouri Baptist with I don't know how much plot armor you could have. Jerk takes 80 as well on the way in. And Winthrop, they're limping their way onto site. They need a miracle.
Dodging on the flash, denied by Cavern, who's been so phenomenal. It's Demon to shut it down, and it's match series point here for the Spartans.
Land point for them. This will qualify them for DreamHack Atlanta with one more round under their belts. Winthrop, the buy is okay. At the very least, they're going to have full rifles. Town is on a Bulldog. I think they picked that one up last round just off of whatever they had left. But nonetheless, this is down to the wire for Winthrop. Infiltrator, despite the heroics that have come through time and time again, could be snuffed out for the second weekend in a row.
This would be utter tragedy for Infiltrator, who's played such a phenomenal game. It's out towards B. The plan of action 4 of the 5 members of the attack force headed that way. Cavern trying to put out a bit of some cover there, but nobody was looking his way. No way!
Oh,
He gets
no.
a second Infiltrator in the air! This is looking so terrible. The lockdown comes through, and it seems that might buy the space for the spike to go down, but The problem is holding on to the spike afterward. Well, yes, this gets you onto the site. There's so many areas, avenues of retake available.
Friends and Guck need to put together something masterful. I don't think they get a chance to do so. Demon finds one. Guck will find a second kill. And now evacuating with the spike over towards the A site. It'll still have to be heroics from Guck to save this game.
Cover going out.
And of note, 1 point away from that ultimate.
He's got 30 seconds. He could get very spicy with this, Adam. If he goes back over towards B or even sprints for C, I think he's got the time. Guck currently just waiting, looking, the steps, timing missed by Black Moose. It's back to B, but there's a fast rotate, very ready to go. And he's going to get the plant down safely into the site, trying to escape. Escape has been had, and he's still got the paranoia. He catches all but one, but Black Moose, paranoid as ever, still connects the shots. It's 13. The Spartans, they're headed to Atlanta.
My goodness, MVU come back from 8-4 down at the half on the objectively weaker side of Lotus. And they get themselves a ticket to Atlanta. Welcome to DreamHack Missouri Baptist. A fantastic performance. Fantastic resilience coming through from them. They got destroyed on Sunset. And they still managed to come back and take down Winthrop.
Yeah, I mean, I think that having that mental wherewithal is part of being a very good player and a very solid team. But 13-3 is very aggressive. They did get destroyed, and then it was so competitive on Haven. Like, it was 13-8 at the end of the day, but the first half was back and forth. I mean, I think it was Crow who said, like, at every given juncture in the first half, like, it was 3-3. 4-4, 5-5. Like, it was so back and forth. They kept it up, kept it moving, despite some incredible plays from Infiltrator especially. And to close it out here on Lotus, absolutely superb. Something that I don't know that I expected, but something that Winthrop are gonna have to focus on. They're gonna have to figure out, because they're done. 2 qualifiers and they couldn't do it.
Yeah, and reasonably, we look at the next couple of weeks of schedule. Yes, there is Red Bull Campus Clutch where Winthrop can regain some form, but in the Deep South, they're in a league of their own in that sense. There's not a whole lot of other significantly stronger teams that can show up there. They should qualify out of that. But apart from that, you've got to wait until CVAL for Winthrop to really show what they're worth against the best teams in not only their region, but the entire country at that point. It's shocking, I think, is the best way to put it, because we had such high expectations going through from their team, and 3 rounds away, once again, from qualifying from LAN are Winthrop. But of course, moving away from Winthrop, looking at Missouri Baptist, what a day for them.
I mean, they really delivered. I want to say, like, I've been talking up Black Moose a lot, and I think that it's fair to say Black Moose delivered today. This is the reason why. Black Moose just consistently does perform, and the fact that, yeah, there has been some question marks, I think, about, like, the way that swap over from Blinn with Black Moose and Talon kind of happened and all that. They still bring in a ton of experience in the tier 3, tier 2 space. I mean, Cavern and Polkin, especially previously with Lemonade Stand, but Demon has been a consistent factor in that space as well. I was watching him, like, forever ago. I think he played for Nightblood at one point, actually, but was on Aspire, I think, most recently. So, like, this is a very, very incredibly experienced team, and I think it's fair to say that Missouri Baptist have shown that they're here to stay, that they are contenders today and for the rest of the semester.
Yeah, Missouri Baptist being somehow, some way, the only Missouri team to qualify to DreamHack as well. Out of Maryville, Mizzou, all of these teams. Mizzou was, they were just kind of destroyed by Fisher Navy earlier, despite beating them earlier on into that week. And with that, we get to congratulate all of the teams that make it to DreamHack. From the first qualifier, Blinn College, St. Clair Saints of Varsity, TAMU Maroon, and Fisher White. And from this most recent qualifier, Northwood, Fisher Navy, SJSU Blue making it in as well. And finally, Missouri Baptist University. Incredible stuff this entire time. But of course, that effectively wraps us up for tonight. Vincent, any last thoughts on this qualifier?
Honestly, I think we had some surprises here. I mean, like you said, SJSU, I think that's a bit of a surprise. Demigods not making their way through, another huge surprise. And of course, Winthrop missing out. That all of those things, a bit of a surprise. But I think we have a fantastic group of teams. I mean, basically, I think almost everybody top 30 teams that made it through. I think so.
The lowest ranked team that qualified as SJSU at 15 or 16. Well, no, they were at 19, I think, the last time around. So that is the lowest ranked team.
Yeah,
we have a very strong roster going.
Yeah, that's just what I was getting at. I think, though we had some upsets, we get to see where these teams are located. Some struggles in the early season, now becoming a little bit more of the mid-season at this point, and continuing to have some struggles, and then confirming such a strong group of teams. This is going to be a fantastic event.
Oh, I'm excited, and the next time you see us in this format, so to speak, we will be live in Atlanta. That is correct. CDH, NECC, we're all going to be going down for the Samsung SSD Invitational in Atlanta at DreamHack Atlanta, December 15th to 17th. Seeing you there, and it'll be quite a fun time to get to meet, you know what, to get to meet everyone in person. That's, I think, the best part. We get to see these people in person.
I know.
We get to have a bigger LAN than Riot did last year. But nonetheless, just want to thank everyone who was a part in making this broadcast possible. Thank you to Captain Awesome and Hybrid for all their work behind the scenes for this tournament. Thank you to you, Vincent and ViewtifulCrow, for being our amazing casters for these two qualifiers. Thank you, of course, to Reachdad and Ulysses at the back, being our amazing observers. Thank you to everyone who is tuning in, watching as well. We will see you with more Samsung SSD DreamHack Invitational in December. See you then. Have a great one.